Alright guys, as promised, I'm here once again with King HeavyMeta.
Yo.
And this time around, Hugo Strange.
Howdy, it's your boy Hugo Strange one more time, aka Donkey Punch Grandma.
What, no salad tossing?
No salad tossing.
Yeah. Hugo, I've been meaning to work on a video with Hugo, and here we are. And hopefully this won't be our last team-up video.
But if it is, then that means the world has undeniably ended, so,
True.
Yeah.
Universe has rejected everything at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like dividing by zero.
Yeah. So as promised, we're here to do a sequel video to Manly and I's, well, Meta's, his last name's Manly, but Meta's and I's video, The Great Brony Mystery. This time it's part 2, Revenge of the Electric Boogaloo while searching for Curly's gold.
Yes.
In parentheses, the quickening.
AKA 30 seconds
somewhere
or
in there or clone.
less.
Yeah. So Hugo, you're the guest as well as Meta, but since you weren't here, we'll let you go first.
Okay. What's the topic? You kind of gotta lay out the topic.
Oh, I thought I did that before we started the video. Basically,
well, I'm just saying for the people who are listening, who are just joining us, you know.
Oh, okay.
Hey, come on, man. It's like, don't start an RP without a starter.
So, for those who don't know, this is a sequel to Justin and I's video, basically talking about the, how did the show My Little Pony get so big? You know, how does it have its own fan animations, its own, audio dramas, its own fan art, its own, like, tons of fan art, tons of followings. We got charity groups, we've got original music, which is getting awesomer by the day. I know that's not a word, but fuck you. Fuck you, grammar police.
The grammar Nazis march on your house.
So that's pretty much what we're gonna try to understand. And I know last time we tried, Justin and I tried to do this, we ended up going, yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it?
It turned out to be a completely random thing.
Yeah. So, Hugo. You go now.
Awesome. So about the show, at least for me, it really came back from that old school era. Like, you look at Cartoon Network back in the 90s when the Powerpuff Girls was coming out and whatnot, and it was a quintessential show about girls, but not necessarily for girls.
Oh, yeah, you had a cross-dressing demon.
Yeah, and we can get into that.
You can get into that. It's not my cup of tea.
Right. So, coming off of that, and of course, you got Lauren Faust in there, who's married to the same dude who did the Powerpuff Girls. So you got a lot of that.
Yeah, and Samurai Jack.
Into it.
No, Craig McCracken wasn't part of Samurai. Craig McCracken didn't have a hand in Samurai Jack. That was Gennady Tarkovsky.
Was it?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I remember Craig McCracken having something.
He wrote an episode. That's all I know.
Yeah, well, be that as it may, it still comes from that same era of cartoons where they were intelligent without being, like, over-intelligent.
Yeah.
Where they had a moral without being preachy. Where it had, good storytelling without giving away too much, like, without making things overly complicated. Like, you look at a lot of episodes of the Powerpuff Girls, and a lot of those episodes were very simple. Very just like, okay, here's the situation, these girls gotta go and they're saving the world, but at the same time, they're in kindergarten, they don't know a lot about the world, and it was interesting to watch, because you had this interesting dynamic there between these characters and whatnot. The same thing is going on in My Little Pony, where you have that dynamic with, you have these characters who are just living day-to-day lives, but they're also dealing with a lot of extraordinary, like, things that are just like, like, you look at their universe and it's like, how is their world not ended several times over if you got people like Discord and Homeboy with the Crystal Kingdom and Nightmare Moon and the Everfree Forest, and it's like, how are you all keeping this stuff together? So it really comes from that kind of old-fashioned storytelling, where it's not this grandiose idea. It's this very simple idea with a grandiose backdrop.
Yeah. Like I've always said, Equestria was a messed up place 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
More than 1,000 years ago, it was even more messed up.
Yeah. But you do have a point there, is that it does have this very simplistic story to it, but at the same time it has so much fantastic characters to it, and very well developed characters, might I add, that I think it kind of adds to it. I mean, these characters. I mean, the thing with Lauren Faust, when Hasbro asked her to do this show, she said, I'm not going to make this, I'm going to make this for supposedly for the, the selected age group when she started out, but she wanted to do it in her own vision and, not make it too kiddie.
Well, it is kiddie in a sense where if kids are watching this, no problem. It's not one of those kids shows that have, like, racy jokes inserted in there in case adults are watching. It's one of those shows that it's really wholesome. Like, it's wholesome without being, like, so wholesome that it plays everything coy and safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's dead air.
Yes. Crickets.
So, Meta, do you have anything to say?
I quite thoroughly enjoyed the show myself. I'm actually glad I got into it.
Yeah, it was me who got you into it.
Yeah, at first I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, well, whatever. I remember the old shows; they were stupid. So I saw some of the videos online, like on YouTube. I'm like, okay, I'll give a few episodes a try. The first two got me hooked because of the story plot for Nightmare Moon.
Right.
Like, okay, well, sister got really jealous. She got pissed off because nobody would look at her artsy sky at night. It's like, hey, look, I worked really hard on this. Shut up, we're sleeping.
She had the Steve Ditko effect. No, the Todd McFarlane effect.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay.
I mean, I meant to say Todd McFarlane effect.
Yeah. Jeez. Hey, look at this. Shut up, we're sleeping. Damn you. I'll teach you.
No.
That's how you really feel.
Look at all this great. Look at my artistic sky. We're not paying attention to you, and we're not.
Like, fine. I just make it night all the time, so you have to look at it.
My only friend is Luna's probably hanging out in the back before she came. It was probably Rob Liefeld's idea to make her Nightmare Moon.
Can you imagine Princess Luna drawn by Rob Liefeld?
Oh,
Like her hindquarters shooting out of her back. No flank at all, just hindquarters.
and having distorted muscles just jutting out.
Exactly. Oh, you're so getting off topic, but that wasn't a life glitch.
Alright, we're going to eventually change the series to the random Brony stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Getting back on topic. I had gotten into this show because at first, when I first heard about it, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's just like all those other kind of shows that blow up really big and then just kind of die out eventually, like Invader Zim or SpongeBob SquarePants. And I thought it was going to be in the vein of that, like one of those shows that are really like not for kids, but kids watch it.
Yeah. You have the thing is with Invader Zim, there's still people who won't let that thing die. It's become Invader Zim has become the Firefly of animation.
Yeah. It was a good show. Like, I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna sit here and hate on it. It was a great show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not bashing you for it. I'm just saying that show has pretty much become Firefly of cartoons.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And even then, Invader Zim was like, again, one of those shows that are for kids, but not really for kids, because But like My Little Pony, it's like it's just something that's so wholesome. Like it's it's refreshing, really.
Well,
Like
also,
go ahead.
our fandom is on par with Star Trek, Star Wars, and Marvel and DC universes fandoms.
Yeah. And apparently bronies are the 7th largest economy now.
We are.
Nice. Nice.
Just look at my room. It looks like Hasbro threw up in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not like a super brony. Like I'll probably get like a My Little Pony calendar or something, because it's
those things
pretty
are
awesome.
expensive.
I know. My girlfriend.
They're like
has one.
$25.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll buy into the fandom as much as defending the series, saying it's awesome, watching the series, and just getting into general discussions about it. But as far as that some people take most fandoms, ain't feeling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can ask Deadpoolzilla. He's seen my room. It looks like Hasbro just threw up in there.
Yeah. No, it's more not throw up, more like it had bad quesadilla night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't collect either. The most I have is one little figure of Fluttershy that Meta gave me as a present, and a small pack of trading cards that I kept because Queen Chrysalis is awesome.
I would like that Fluttershy action figure.
Yeah.
Remember next time I go to your house, give you the minifigure set.
Oh yeah, that's right. You see, I'm not much of a collector. He just gives me the stuff he doesn't want anymore. But I'll tell.
Could you?
No, it's not that I don't want it.
He just has so much of it. That's actually yeah. That's the thing. You just have so much of it.
Well, I ended up getting a double of. I already have the minifigure set, and I ended up getting another one, and okay, present for Tyler.
Well, let's not turn this into Antique Brony Roadshow.
Touche, good sir.
If I did that, I'd be a billionaire. No, really, okay? The plushies you buy at Walmart for about $12, they're going on eBay for $60 to $70.
Nice. This Princess Celestia was actually one of the original Celestias that came out. Okay, I'm done.
When Hot Topic first released Derpy, the collectible Derpy, there was an error with her cutie mark, so they discontinued that. I have the original Derpy, which is now worth quite a bit.
Nice. But that brings up another topic about the whole thing is MLP and its relation to internet culture.
Yeah.
And
It makes you wonder. Actually, I'm going to bring this up because you made a good point with the internet. It makes me wonder because you have so many other great shows out there. Like you have Adventure Time, which I think is the second biggest fandom out there right now. That's just my opinion. That I think in terms of cartoons, not anime, but just American cartoons, Adventure Time is right behind My Little Pony.
I've never seen a single episode of Adventure Time, so I really don't know. But then again, I don't have kids.
Yeah.
You don't need to have kids to watch this stuff.
Yeah. But in terms of that, it makes you wonder, like, how come... I think the internet... You made a good point. The internet really does have a huge hand in this. It makes you wonder, if Powerpuff Girls was out now, it could have had a huge fan base as big as this, because the internet back then, when Powerpuff Girls first started out, it had a huge fan base, but it was very separate. It was very separated, and the internet was just starting out. So
Well, that's because back then everyone had a dubstep modem inside their house.
Very true.
Yeah.
And back then, internet culture wasn't as prevalent as it is nowadays, where you have things like 4chan and Reddit and all of those
because
websites.
nobody wanted to wait 3 hours for half a page to load for one image.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. But therein lies the problem, or not a problem, but therein lies the interesting thing about internet culture, and it's people, writers, producers, and whatnot are finally starting to realize that, hey, this stuff is exploitable, very much so. And Lauren Faust, kind of came up with the incredible idea of just saying, I'm going to allow people to exploit My Little Pony to a certain extent.